Now, 16 years after the 9/11 terror attacks, our country remembers and honors those people who have died.
Fort Riley held a ceremony in honor of the victims and families of 9/11. The ceremony was held at the Global War on Terrorism Monument on the post. It lists the names of Fort Riley soldiers who were killed in Afghanistan and Iraq. The monument is a small replica of the World Trade Center Twin Towers on a pentagon-shaped base. Gay Eisenhower, the mother of a soldier who died 12 years ago, says, "We need to remember the lives lost that day, as well as those of the soldiers who died fighting the war on terror."
I think we are getting complacent again. And I think that we need to remember, and right here on this fort, everyone remembers that this goes on every day. You know, for everyone here, there's always a soldier in harm's way. And I think it's our job as Gold Stars and our job as you, the media, to remind the people that our freedom isn't free.
Today's ceremony included a wreath laying and a 3-round salute, followed by the playing of the taps.
And families, friends, first responders, and thousands of other people who were touched in some way on 9/11 were at Ground Zero in New York today. The ground where the World Trade Center once stood is now home to a memorial to people who were killed. Nearly 3,000 people died when terrorists attacked there, the majority of them in New York. President Trump marked his first remembrance of the 9/11 terror attacks as president by resolving to do whatever it takes to keep America safe. The president visited the Pentagon, where he called the occasion extraordinary. He vowed the nation will prevail against all threats, and the memory of the nearly 3,000 victims of those attacks, he said, it will never, ever die. Standing alongside Defense Secretary James Mattis and Joint Chiefs Chairman General Joseph Dunford, the president said terrorists will never again enjoy a safe haven to plan attacks on the United States.
Back here at home, Topeka West High held a special ceremony earlier today. In front of the school, members of the Army Junior ROTC program raised the American flag at half-mast. The Topeka West Singer Group performed the Star-Spangled Banner along with a bugler that played taps. The Topeka West program started hosting this ceremony 5 years ago. Since a lot of the students weren't born during this time, the Junior ROTC instructor does something special for the students.
We let the students actually, after the ceremony or before the ceremony, reflect on everything that was going on that day. The ones that don't know much about it, then we also teach them a little bit about it, let them know, watch some video, so they kind of understand what 9/11 is all about.
The goal of the ceremony was not only to commemorate the events of 9/11, but to educate students on the importance of this day in American history. While many of us remember exactly where we were on 9/11, high schoolers are too young to remember that day.
Topeka High School students in the U.S. history class today learned about the events of September 11, 2001. They saw the images millions of Americans saw on their television set 16 years ago. Their teacher says those pictures and videos helped them understand what happened that day. One student expressed a feeling shared by many Americans that was hard to believe that it happened.
My mind could not wrap around that that was really what happened and that it was like a real thing.
And her teacher says there are more videos and accounts of 9/11 than any other major historical event. He says it's important for students to learn how it shaped our world today.